Canada's government has made available a lot of immigration pathways, both at the federal level, the provincial level, and even at the community level, for those who are interested in moving to Canada and becoming Canadian permanent resident. We chose this program out of the many programs or streams that Canada has or has made available because this program does not require you to get a job offer. You don't need a job offer as one of the criteria attached to this program. The second reason why we chose this program is because it does not require a family or friends connection. So if you have no one in Canada, you can apply for this program. The third reason why we chose this program is because it's being run by a community in one of our favorite provinces. This province, we've talked about it a lot of times here on my channel. They have interesting immigration streams or programs. You can check my playlist if you haven't seen those videos. If you also have a very low English language proficiency score, trust me, you can apply for this program. My husband will be talking about the process of getting started if you're interested in applying. And if you're watching my smiling face for the first time, you're welcome. My name is Ammy. I and my husband talk about everything immigration, relocation, and studying abroad. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you love immigration content. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. Please don't forget to share my videos with your friends and your loved ones, and keep watching.
Hello guys, you're welcome to Immigrate with Ammy, and today we'll be talking about some immigration opportunities in Canada, and specifically we'll be focusing on the province of Manitoba. One thing that I would like to start with is that Manitoba's provincial nomination program is heavily dependent on some critical factors. One of such factors is the fact that you need a form of connection to the province, either family connection or friend relationships, okay? And this is like a barrier to so many people who are looking forward to immigrating under Manitoba's provincial nomination program. If you don't have a friend connection to Manitoba or a family connection to Manitoba, there are other programs that you can apply for that does not require a connection to Manitoba. And one of such programs is what we are going to be discussing today. This pathway does not require you to have a job offer with an employer in Manitoba or in any other part of Canada. If your language test result is not that good, or maybe it's not one of the best as you may want, you may still qualify for this program. And I'll be showing you guys exactly what the eligibility criteria is for this program and how you can go about applying for this program. Okay, so this is actually a community-based program. So it's one of the communities in Manitoba that is running this program, and the intent of running this program is that they want to attract skilled workers to come and settle down with their families in their community. This is like a small Canadian city of about 10,000 residents, okay? And this is actually a growing city with plenty of opportunities to get involved in the community. Now, this is also a community that has welcomed many families from all parts of the world through the Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program and through other various programs which helps people to immigrate to Canada. So this community has like different pathways that you can explore. We'll be focusing on one of the pathways which helps to attract skilled workers with no job offers to those communities. So we're talking about a community that is known as Morden in Manitoba. Why should you consider this community? According to them, Morden is where the grandeur of the past meets the excitement of the future. So it's like they provide like a vibrant community with an extraordinary quality of life. They have world-class facilities and everything that it actually takes for you to live a fulfilled life. So this is a community that is open to receiving people from all over the world as far as they would provide some economic benefits to their community. So under their immigration pathways, they have what they call a skilled worker program, and that is what we'll actually be looking at today. All right. So this is like a community-driven immigration initiative. They provide a form of support for those who want to apply for permanent residence in their community. So basically, this program is intended for applicants who do not qualify on their own to apply for the Manitoba provincial nomination program. So if, for example, for people who do not have like a connection, either family or friends in the province of Manitoba, it's usually a little bit difficult for those people to qualify for Manitoba's provincial nomination program. So if you are in that category, then this program is actually for you. Okay, so make sure you stay tuned and watch until the end of the video, because I'll be showing you guys the eligibility criteria. I'll be showing you the target occupations that this program is intended for. I'll also be showing you the application steps, and finally I'll be showing you at least the first part of the application so that you can know exactly what requirements you would need to gather if you are interested in applying for this program. So let's go over to the eligibility criteria for the modern skilled worker program. Okay, so the first criteria is that you would need to write the general IELTS test. If you have written it, your test score must also be less than 2 years, old. And secondly, you must have a score of 5 in each band. So either in the speaking, in the reading, in the writing, and in the listening, you must score at least a 5 band in each of them. And when converted to the Canadian language benchmark, you should actually have a 5+, so either 5 and above equivalency, either in the French TEF or in the TCF as well. Okay, so that is the first criteria. As you know, your chances of immigration to Canada is hugely dependent on your score in the language proficiency test. Secondly, in terms of age, you should be between 21 and 45 years. The third criteria is that you should have no other connection to other parts of Canada. So you shouldn't, it's not for people who have relatives in other parts of Canada, or who have, friends who are, citizens or permanent residents in other parts of Canada, or who do not have any previous employment or education in other parts of Canada. So basically, they are looking for people who are focused on immigrating directly to their community. The next eligibility criteria is that you must have completed a post-secondary education or a training program of at least 1 year duration, and you must have received a diploma, a certificate, or a degree after completing that program. This is not for high school certificate holders. You would need at least a 1 year post-secondary school education, and you must have a diploma, a certificate, or a degree. Now, as the second thing that I would like to also mention with respect to the minimum educational requirement is that if you studied outside of Canada, you will have to also do what they call the credential assessment, okay, which helps to give your foreign certificate a Canadian equivalency. So the next set of criteria is that you must have settlement funds as required by Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program, okay? And the question is, how much is the proof of fund that you need for your family size, okay? So according to the Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program, the principal applicant should have equivalent of 10,000 Canadian dollars as proof of fund. If you have dependent, maybe either, dependent children or dependent spouse, then you would need additional 2,000 Canadian dollars for each of them. So let's imagine that you are married and you have a child. That means that you need $10,000 for yourself, $2,000 for the child, and $2,000 for your spouse. That makes it a total of 14,000 Canadian dollars for a family of 3. Okay, if your family is more than that, then you can add $2,000 for each person as well. Okay, so you would need that settlement fund, or you would need to show proof that you have that settlement fund available. In terms of the occupation, this is very, very critical because this is an economic program, okay, and they are targeting people with certain skills. So let's take a look at the targeted occupations that they are currently accepting. Now, one thing that you need to understand is that this is something that is always changing. So the fact that maybe they need people in this category of occupation doesn't mean that it will always be like that. Okay, if the community's economy requires that they find people with other skills, they might change this criteria in the nearest future. But as it is now, these are the targeted occupations. So I'll be reading to you the NOC, and I'll be telling you the name of the occupations that they are looking for. Okay, so the first one is the NOC 42202, which is for early childhood educators and assistants. Okay, so those with 2 years of recent work experience teaching or assisting with children less than 5 years old. So they are very, very specific in what they are looking for as early childhood educators and assistants. Okay, so the NOC again is 42202. All right, the second group of occupations they are targeting are trades occupation. As you know, trades occupation is one of the critical sectors in Canada, and in fact, even at the federal level, it's one of the category-based immigration programs that the federal government is running. So for this community, they are looking for NOC 72401, which is for heavy-duty mechanics, those who deal with heavy-duty vehicles. All right. The second NOC under trades occupation is 72106, which is for welders. And the third NOC for trades occupation is 94213, which is for industrial painters. These are the three trades occupations that they are looking for: heavy duty mechanics, welders, and industrial painters. The third category is NOC 33102, which is for nurses assistants. And they have put a note there. Note that this is for applicants with 2 years of recent experience as a nurse's aide, nurse's assistant, or healthcare aide, not as a nurse. Okay, so this is different from nursing profession. So they now put a final note here that note that those with close family connections in Morden may have different occupational choices. So if you have a family connection in Morden, so you have people who are either citizens or permanent residents who are your family members and are based in that community, it might be easier for you to immigrate under this program, even though your NOC is not on this list. But if you don't have any form of connection, these are the occupations that they are targeting in this program. So let's take a look at their application process. Okay, so the application process is very, very straightforward. All right, and I'll be showing you the application form shortly. First, you need to determine whether you qualify, and for you to determine that, you need to go through their eligibility to be sure that you have all the requirements. The second step is for you to submit your application, and you can actually apply directly on this platform that I'm showing you. The third step is, if you are chosen, you will be given what they call a support letter or an invitation for an exploratory visit. And let me try to explain this a little bit, because some people might not understand. If you are planning to immigrate to a particular part of Canada, one of the things that you can do, which could actually work to your advantage, is for you to plan to visit that community, for you to explore the opportunities that are in that community. And under this program, if you would like to visit first, this is also open to you. So if an exploratory visit is part of your process, you would research more and prepare for your future Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program application. And your information will then be submitted to the Provincial Nomination Program, who will give you an invitation letter to enter the expression of interest pool. They have also stated here that an exploratory visit is not always necessary or suitable for your process. So it's not important, or it's not compulsory that you should visit that community first, but if you can and if you have the means, it's always a good option. Okay, once you have this support letter, okay, after you've been chosen under this program, the community gives you a support letter, and you can use that support letter to submit an expression of interest, which will enable you to finally get a nomination certificate from the province of Manitoba. Okay, so once you get this nomination letter, you can then apply for the federal processing, whether or not you also have a federal express entry profile will determine which type of application you fill out for Canada. Basically, these are the steps that you would need to pass through to apply. And as you can see, this community driven initiative is linked to the provincial program, and the provincial program, of course, is linked to the federal program. Okay, so all of these are actually linked together and they work hand in hand. But for the sake of this opportunity, it comes directly from the community, and you would need to start your application from this community program. If you're interested in applying and you would like to move ahead, you can apply directly by clicking on this ready to apply bar. Okay, now if you click on it, it brings you to this application form. As you can see, there are 8 steps that you would need to go through. So this is the first step, where you can just read some general information. All you need to do to continue is to click on next. Okay, and on this second step, as you can see, this is where you will have to put in your personal details, your name, the date that you are submitting your application, your address, your email address. You can see here that they have also indicated where you should put your Federal Express Entry profile number. Of course, if you do not have it, you can put not applicable there, but I strongly suggest that you create an Express Entry profile first before attempting this program, because this program at the end of the day, okay, takes you back, gives you an invitation, which takes you back to your Federal Express Entry profile. Okay, so for the sake of enjoying the full benefit and positioning yourself for this opportunity, I would strongly suggest that you should have an Express Entry profile first. Okay, and if you need help with that, of course, you can reach out to us and we can support you with that. They also need your date of birth, your country of birth, your gender, and of course, you can see here that you would need to also select which of the language proficiency tests you have written, and then how you heard about the program. In the end of this first phase, they will ask you here if you have family, friends, or associates in Canada. I'm not asking you to lie. You don't need to lie in your application, but please be aware that this program is more suitable for people who do not have friends or families in other parts of Canada. Okay, and once you answer all that question, you would need to, click on next to move on to the next stage of the application. Now, overall, this is a great program which does not require job offer. It doesn't require connection. And of course, it requires a low language proficiency test result. And a lot of people can actually benefit from this if your occupation is among the targeted occupations for this community. So guys, if you need like a one-on-one session for us to actually review this process with you, or you want to find out if you have chances of enjoying this benefit, if you would like to book that, the one-on-one consultation link is in the video. You might want to actually check out that. This is a session for us to review your profile and support you in your immigration program to become a Canadian permanent resident. So make sure you check out that link. If you're interested, you can book it and we can get on a call with you. And of course, booking that one-on-one consultation is that at a future date, you can book a free call additionally, okay, for us to support you more in your application. So you are getting benefit for the cost of one. Okay, so guys, thank you so much guys for watching and have a lovely day.